right, guys, welcome back to another video. Lots to talk about today as we are getting into the biggest week of gaming with all of these showcases coming up. There's going to be tons to go over, tons of things to get excited about. But before we do start talking about the news today, if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you've been watching for a while, hit the subscribe. If you aren't subscribed, and check out my link to my Spotify. It is within the description. So Summer Games Fest is going to be that showcase coming up on June 7th. That's going to kick everything off, where it's Jeff Keighley's show. It has basically replaced E3. As we know what's going on with E3, they closed down. The pandemic really hurt it, and they never were really able to recover. And Jeff Keighley came in here and kind of taken things over. And Summer Games Fest generally has some great announcements, some stuff that surprised a lot of people. But it looks like this year is going to be slightly quieter, as Jeff has tempered expectations and put out a statement as to what people should be looking forward to going into this year's show. And here's what Jeff says. He says, one of the things you'll see with Summer Games Fest show this week is that we've really tried to program some unexpected things with smaller teams and independent studios, alongside the sort of big blockbuster games and franchises that you will see in the show as well. But I think what's cool about our industry right now is that it's a great time where small games can really get significant success, as we've seen. Now, that statement there, not too surprised, because what we've seen from the major players this year so far has been layoffs, studio closures, game cancellations. They are kind of reducing down the stuff that they are currently working on, and they're selectively choosing where they're going to be paying money to develop games. So they're just going to have less things, I think, overall to showcase and to announce and to get people hyped up for. And we're going to see that reflected here with Summer Games Fest. Now, it continues here and says, I think it's going to be a little bit quieter this summer when it comes to crazy new announcements and shocking surprises and things like that. That's one of the things I always see online, the crazy speculation, just like last week with the State of Play. People went in with crazy expectations. I see all this stuff even around Summer Games Fest, and I think it's going to be a good, solid show, but we're not going to have a new GTA 6 trailer for you. I mean, GTA 6, the biggest game that's going to be coming out in the next year or so, and everyone is going to be continuously wanting to see more and more of it until it does eventually release. So he's just saying, hey, we're not going to have that here. Don't come in if you are looking for GTA 6 and then leave disappointed. Continues, it says, I know sometimes when I see the feedback online, people have lots of crazy and they get excited about it. Hopefully we will deliver on some of those things, but I'm sure many things we won't. Hopefully what happens is that people tune in and find something that surprises them. So it's sounding like it's going to be, again, like a decent show. You'll have something in there that you will most likely find and like that you're going to want to play, but nothing to blow us away. Nothing that was really unexpected that nobody saw coming. In fact, he actually talked specifically about some of the games that will be at the show. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the new Metaphor ReFantazio trailer, a new Monster Hunter Wilds trailer, which we just recently saw at the State of Play, which a lot of people loved, a new Batman Arkham Shadow trailer. And then they say here, on the other hand, don't get your hopes up to see things like Kingdom Hearts 4, Metal Gear Solid Delta, The Wolf Among Us 2, and Hollow Knight Silksong. I'm surprised Metal Gear Solid Delta isn't going to be showing up there, because there were those rumors that PlayStation has some more announcements. So I'm guessing it's probably just that Horizon Lego game that has been in the rumors. But overall, I mean, there will be something there. There'll be lots to talk about. I will be streaming Summer Games Fest, so if you want to hang out with me and watch it, make sure to tune in the channel when the show goes live. But I think it'll be good. I think it'll be fun, and it'll just get us kicked off for the next few days of continuous announcements and games that we're going to be able to look at. The best time of the year right now, if you're a gaming fan, of stuff to talk about and get excited about. Now, when it comes to the Xbox showcase, I think there's going to be tons of great stuff there. First party, third party. There will be definitely some surprises, I think, for Game Pass and games going into the service. And one of those games that potentially is going to be announced there and then announced for a day one Xbox Game Pass release is going to be Octopath Traveler 2. Looks like it's coming to Xbox in June. This is via Exputer Forms, who generally leak stuff and finds out things before they are announced. Looks like Octopath Traveler 2 is coming to Xbox in June, and also day one title for Xbox Game Pass. And I would not be shocked at all if this happened. We know that Xbox, Square Enix have a better relationship. Square Enix has completely changed their strategy, moving away from console exclusivity because of the Final Fantasy games that did not meet their expectations. They're going to be putting all of their future content onto Xbox. We've seen the previous Octopath Traveler game in Game Pass. So bringing number 2 over makes a ton of sense. And I feel like this will be one of those games that gets a nice surprise for everybody at the Xbox showcase, or even maybe at Summer Games Fest. I mean, you never know when this will be announced, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does happen. Now, a game we definitely know is coming to Xbox that was previously a PlayStation 5 console exclusive is Kena Bridge of Spirits. It's been announced now that it is coming to Xbox in August. And what's nice about this release here is that it does have a physical release coming with the game. And it also actually has some exclusive Xbox content that you're getting if you were to play it there. It says the Xbox version will include exclusive content, including pirate-themed rot hats, a unique Kena staff, and a golden rot skin. They announced the game will be released for the Series X, Series S, and the Xbox One on August 15th. And the Xbox Series X version will also get a physical premium edition, which will include a digital soundtrack and a sticker sheet. So specifically, Ember Lab COO Josh Greer says, "We're thrilled to bring the story of Kena to new audiences on Xbox platforms. As our debut game, Kena means a great deal to everyone at the studio, and the team is excited to share Kena's journey with more players. We really hope everyone enjoys meeting Kena and her rot friends." As we know, this game did release back on PS5, PS4, and PC in September of 2021. Got good reviews, 81 on PS5, 83 on PC. So overall, this was a good game. And when I remember seeing it when they first showed it off, graphically looked really cool. The gameplay looked like a ton of fun, looked like it was up my alley. Never got to play it. It's coming to Xbox now. I'll probably end up playing it there for achievements and things like that. So happy to see that. And again, happy that there's a physical version, because if you watch this channel, I love my physical games. I know we're in the all digital era, but I like when these publishers go the extra mile to give that option, especially when it comes with a couple extra goodies in the package itself. And with that physical release, it looks like it's pointing towards Xbox updating their game box art again. Now, it's a very subtle change. If you know the current box art, it has the Xbox logo in the top left corner, followed by a white slate where it has Xbox Series X and Xbox One or whatever Xboxes the games can play on, written on there. And then on the far top right corner, it has some branding stuff like Smart Delivery and the Series X logo. It looks like they're getting rid of that. And they're just going to be having the Xbox logo in the top left corner of the box, and then the versions Series X or Xbox One writing on the right side of the box, blending into the background of the box art. I mean, I think it looks fine. I can't wait to get to a day where it just has the Xbox logo. It has a subtle branding to it. People know the Xbox logo, and they don't actually have to write Series X or Xbox One, because they do a great job with Smart Delivery. It doesn't really matter what version you pick up, you put it in, you're getting the version of the console that you're playing on. Xbox did a great job with the whole Smart Delivery thing from the beginning of this generation. So that's looking like it's gonna be what the premium edition is gonna have when you get the physical version of Kena Bridge of Spirits. Now, if you like the OG Xbox controllers, Hyperkin is back, and they are remaking the Type S controller from the OG Xbox. It's called the Duchess S. It's going to be released on August 21st, 2024. Pre-orders are going to open on July 15th, and it's going to cost you $50. These are basically just Hyperkin replicas of the OG Xbox controllers. They've done this for the Duke. They've done this actually for the Xbox 360 as well. And now they're doing it for the Type S. I actually have the Duke one, and I do have the 360, which is like the main one I use on my Series S right now. And they do a great job with them. They're very ergonomic. They feel great. They feel basically, obviously, like the originals, but they feel like they're good build quality as well. It is a wired controller, so keep that in mind if you're somebody who just hates having wires around. I actually don't mind it with my setup. When you're playing on like a monitor or something, it just saves you from having to charge ever and get batteries. But keep your eyes open for that if you're looking to get the Type S replica version of the original Xbox controllers. All right, let's jump over here. We have some PlayStation news and some more industry news. Days Gone Studio, Bend Studios. We've heard a lot about them. They wanted to make a Days Gone 2. That didn't happen. Their team got moved over to working on the Last of Us remake. And even just yesterday, we talked about how Jeff Ross, the Days Gone game director, came out and said basically there's no chance a sequel is coming out because Herman Hulse was one of those people who did not like the game, was not interested in the game anymore. And as we know, Herman Hulse is now at the top, the head of PlayStation. But we have some information here about their next game. Apparently there's a huge budget for it. Now it says here, according to the director of Days Gone, Sony is reportedly investing over $250 million into Bend Studios' next game, and the studio has been fairly quiet since it launched Days Gone in 2009, only breaking its silence in 2021 when it confirmed some details about its next project. So 250 million is going in right away here for Bend Studios' next game. Jeff Ross specifically says, whatever it is, they've spent at least $250 million on it. I'm no businessman, but that's crazy given the fact that Sony didn't want to fund a Days Gone sequel for the bargain basement price of 150 million. Insane numbers all around, to be honest. Now, if I had to take a guess with this $250 million that they're putting in from Bend Studios, probably something that is going to net their return over a long period of time. I'm guessing a games as a service multiplayer based off of the strategy that they have continuously talked about and been wanting to push more towards. I would hope, honestly, they're just coming up with a brand new single player experience, because Days Gone, it was a decent game. I never finished it. I played it twice. I tried to play it twice, and I always got bored at a certain point, but there was definitely a vision there. I would have loved to have seen them expand on it with a second game. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but I think there is lots of talent at that studio where they could put out a great single player experience with the budget and the time and the resources to be able to do it. So I'm hoping that's it, but I feel like just with PlayStation's strategy, it's going to be a games as a service thing where there's going to be the microtransactions and there's going to be trying to get people into their ecosystem for a long period of time. And it's probably going to be a PC release, but we will not know until they officially announce what this is. But as a large investment, we know those budgets, 250 million, 300 million, that's what's kind of hurting a lot of these companies right now and why they have to put games in more places and become more multi-platform, because consoles, that market isn't growing and it's very hard to make your money back when you're spending that much money in developing a game. Now, if you're a PSVR 2 owner, which I am, and I feel like I've wasted my money on the PSVR 2 because the support and content has not been there, it's a lot of money to waste. There is somewhat good news. It's good news that they are doing this, but the way they're launching it to me is kind of shitty, to be completely honest. PSVR 2 is coming to PC. Great. They're releasing an adapter for you that you have to buy to be able to actually use your PSVR 2 on PC. And this is going to be starting on August 7th. Now, here's where things get kind of lacklustered here for this announcement. I was very excited before we got this official announcement because I was thinking, yes, I'm going to be able to use my PSVR 2 on PC and play a game like Half-Life Alyx, which I'll be able to do, but just get access to the whole Steam database of games or the whole Steam library of games. But that adapter itself is going to be $60 just to be able to connect your PSVR 2 to your PC. And that's 60 American dollars. So if you live in other parts of the world, like I live in Canada, it's going to be even more expensive than that. But what really is the bad part about this is that there are going to be feature differences between the PSVR 2 versions if you're playing on your PlayStation 5 and if you are playing on PC. It says here, PSVR 2 has designed from the ground up specifically for the PS5. So you'll notice that some key features like HDR, headset feedback, eye tracking, adaptive triggers, and haptic feedback other than rumble are not available when playing on PC. However, other high fidelity and sensory immersions features of PSVR 2 are supported, including 4K visuals, 110-degree field of view, finger touch direction, and see-through view, as well as foveated rendering and 3D audio in supported games. So when it comes to PSVR 2, I've said this multiple times on my channel, the headset itself is great. It's phenomenal. It is great technology. You have a great experience playing VR in it. But the reason you have such a great experience playing VR in it is because of those features that are in there. And if you're not getting those features, it kind of takes away from even the point of playing it on PC. So that is kind of a disappointment. I wonder if they'll ever update that, if future games will be able to take advantage of it now that they know that you can use this headset on PC. And I hope that is the case, but it's a steep price just to get an adapter and then not get all the features. At the end of the day, the best way for this all to be salvaged is for PlayStation to just make more games for PSVR 2 and give people what they thought they were getting when they went out and purchased the headset. Okay, Naughty Dog. If you think Naughty Dog is all going to be about Last of Us forever going forward, which is kind of what I thought it was going to be, it may not be the case. As Neil Druckmann has said that Naughty Dog will not remain a Last of Us studio forever. This is in an interview with Neil Druckmann talking about the studio is working on multiple single player projects. And he says, I promise you, we will not be the Last of Us studio forever. He says, we create experiences that are steeped in story and character, especially relationships. These stories have some sort of philosophical core that everything is going to revolve around and feed into. That's actually great to hear. I know we're going to be getting a Last of Us Part 3, of course, right? Like that is going to be coming. But I hope they do eventually branch out and make something different. Just because of what they've done in the past and where they are right now, there's been so much time on The Last of Us. A lot of people did not even like The Last of Us Part 2 story. And I would love to see them just kind of try something new and move past it just for at least one of their releases. They can continue to work on it and continue to do the billion remakes that they want to do with it, but start something new and give people something different than continuing to make The Last of Us. So at least that's what it sounds like it's going to be happening, but that probably won't be for a very long time. I mean, they had to cancel their entire multiplayer project, so they've had to redistribute their resources into other things, and that means, I'm guessing, taking those resources from the multiplayer game and branching it out into multiple different single player projects. All right, a couple of final things here I do want to quickly just go over. Baldur's Gate 3 patch 7 will be adding modding in September of 2024. So if you've been waiting for that, that's coming. It says coming to you this September. Patch 7 will introduce an official modding toolkit so you can bring your wildest ideas to life. I can't even imagine some of the stuff that people are going to be bringing into that game. It's going to get very weird. And then some more layoffs. Unfortunately, as I say on this channel, I do like to just mention them because they are coming all the time. But Just Cause developer Avalanche closing 2 studios and laying off 50 workers. And Just Cause is a really fun game. I mean, Rage is a fun game. Mad Max was a good game. But unfortunately, they are going to have to close 2 studios, lay off 50 workers, and this is what they say about it. This is an exceptionally difficult decision, but we believe it's necessary to ensure a stable and sustainable future for the company. They say our focus is now on supporting all Avalanchers through this challenging time. We're grateful for the invaluable contributions of those leaving and remain committed to creating incredible gaming experiences for our players. So obviously, I mean, they're having to cut costs so that they can make more money going forward with the future games that they do release. It's just basically been the story this entire year. And finally, Prince of Persia Remake fans, the game is still coming. It's still being worked on as of now. Fingers crossed we see something at Ubisoft Forward. But we do have a slight update here, and it is that Ubisoft has basically said excellent progress is being made on Prince of Persia Remake, as Ubisoft Toronto is now coming to work on the game itself. This is what they tweeted out. Ubisoft Toronto is joining the development of the remake of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. We're excited to rewind time and bring our studios creativity, expertise, and updated tech to refresh this beloved classic with our partners at Ubisoft Montreal. And specifically here, you have the Ubisoft Toronto managing director Daryl Long saying, "The game holds a special place for many of us at our studio. I still remember how much fun I had playing the original with this breakthrough feature that lets you rewind time." He says, "We now have the chance to rewind time ourselves and bring our updated tech, expertise, and creativity to modernize the classic game with our partners at Ubisoft Montreal." So just any news for the Prince of Persia remake is good news. They're still working on it. And I think this is one, if they were to show off anything, it would be just a huge explosion of excitement for it. We did get the side-scrolling Prince of Persia game this year, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which was a phenomenal game. A lot of people just kind of ignored it because it wasn't the one that they wanted and instantly hated on that announcement because it wasn't the remake. But I would recommend going and check it out if you do like Prince of Persia. It is a very good game, but hopefully we do see something here on the remake and people will be able to get excited for that. But I'm going to end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.